Good morning, teachers.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, my dear fellow teachers.
Good morning, teachers.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. I know everyone is busy. We all are. And I'm sorry for the noise on my background. We are practicing for our Sinulog Festival this coming January. There are a lot of changes happening right now in our curriculum due to the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013 or the Republic Act 10533. And we are going to discuss all about it today. So I have assigned some of you to study and compare the old and the new curriculum so that we would know the significant changes on our new curriculum. So I have given the assignment about the changing landscape of education to teacher Anthony Jink Habien, the significant reforms to teacher April Rose Munga, the PPST or the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers to teacher Rhea Olaer, and the Physical Education on Revolution version 4.0 to teacher Limuel Nambatak. So, teacher Anthony Jink Habien, can we start now?
Yes, Teacher Kate Obidencio. Once again, good morning, my fellow teachers. So, the landscape of education in the Philippines was influenced by the countries that colonized and governed our nation. During the Spanish period, 1521, formal education was brought, which was mostly conducted with religious orders, and also schools are created in different regions of the Philippines. The First Republic on 1898 mandated a public education that would be free and obligatory in all schools of the nation under the Article 23 of the Malulus Constitution. In the American period, on 1899, they trained aspiring Filipino teachers to be qualified teachers. And the Second Republic is when Japan occupied the Philippines for 3 years and nothing really happened in the education program. The Third Republic is when President Manuel Rojas issued an Executive Number 94 which renamed Department Instruction to Department of Education. In this period, the regulation and supervision of public and private schools belonged to Bureau of Public and Private Schools. The Fourth Republic on 1972, the Department of Education became the Department of Education and Culture and Sports. And the 1973 Constitution set out the three fundamental aims of education, and that is to foster love of our country, to teach duties of citizenship, to develop moral character, self-discipline, scientific technology, and vocational efficiency. The Educational Act of 1982, Section 29, sought to upgrade educational institution standards to achieve quality education. The Fifth Republic, 1987, a new constitution that made elementary school compulsory for all the children under the Article 14, Section 2. The Congressional Commission of Education, EDCOM, recommends a trifocal system, which are the CHED, TESDA, and DEX. In recent years, this is the time of the existence of the K-12 program or the basic education cycle to increase number of years of compulsory education.
The goal of physical education in the past was to ingrain healthy habits into children at a young age. It was used to strengthen boys for the army and the workforce, and to mold girls into healthier future mothers.
The Philippines Commission established physical education in 1901 by virtue of Act No. 74, and physical exercises was one of the subjects presented in public schools, with a regular program athletes developed. Baseball and track and field were first introduced and taught to young boys in schools in 1905. The goals and purposes of the program are aimed to benefit students emotionally, psychologically, physically, and socially, according to the foundation of physical education in the Philippines, and also to develop proper motor skills, such as learning the value of physical exercises, to develop social skills such as ethical behavior, cooperation, and how to remain positive, and to develop an appreciation of diversity by allowing students interact with students' various cultures, ethnicities, nationalities, and religions.
Good morning once again, teachers. With regards to the significant reforms, the Philippines has finally launched on its most groundbreaking reform to the schooling system in decades. The K-12 reform 3 years after the Enhanced Basic Education Act, EBEA, also known as the K-12 law, is passed. The K-12 system was signed into a law with the passage of the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, Republic Act 10533.
The government implemented the K-12 programs to enhance the educational system of the country in order to accelerate the mutual recognition of Filipino graduate and professional across the world.
K-12 makes secondary education compulsory and extend compulsory schooling to grade 11 and 12. It also adds 2 years to secondary school. Prior to its introduction, the Philippines was Asia's only country with a 10 years basic education system, and one of only few in the globe. Kindergarten was also mandated by the EBEA as the beginning of obligatory formal education, and the Kindergarten Act of 2012 made preschool free. In August 2016, 1.5 million Filipino pupils entered 11th grade, with senior choosing one of 4 tracks: academic, technical vocational, sports, or the arts. The Department of Education Secretary Leonel Briones said that the Duterte administration's education policy intend to ensure that the country provides a quality education that is accessible to all and relevant to the needs of nation. Filipinos should also find education truly liberating through the development of critical thinking skills and an appreciation of cultures and the arts.
PPST, or the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, is a public statement of what teachers need to know, value, and be able to do in their practice. A Department of Education Order Number 42 Series of 2017, signed on August 11, 2017 by DepEd Secretary Lenore Magtoles Briones. PPST shall be used as a basis of all learning development programs for teachers to ensure that teachers are properly equipped to effectively implement the K-12 programs.
PPST is known to be the National Competency-Based Teacher Standards before, or the NCBTS. They are the framework for teacher quality. For copies, the detailed competencies and the domains and strands of PPST will be sent on our SPA 12 curriculum and assessment of physical education and health education group chat now. As in now.
PPST plays a significant role in the teaching and learning process, where teachers are guided to become skillful, professionally, mentally, intellectually equipped enough, acquired qualities as a qualified teacher, efficient and effective enough to create conducive learning environment, and critically effective enough in providing quality education among students, which greatly helps the development and improvement of every learner. In connection to the physical education curriculum, physical education teachers are trained and expected to be physically literate in order to render quality education and to conduct activities which enable students to become PE enthusiasts and promote health and well-being. The developers of PE curriculum critically implemented the program based on the PPST. It aims the PE teachers to be equipped, literate, and professional. For example, in strand number 1 in the first domain of PPST was also applied, which in conducting physical activities, lectures, or performance tasks, PE teachers are expected to ensure that the learning environment of the learners are safe, secured, fair, and supportive of the planned activities. In the PE curriculum, inclusive approach is implemented as well, in which teachers are expected to ensure that all students have the equal opportunities to learn, to improve, and to enjoy physical education programs.
PPST has a big contribution to PE curriculum in which PE teachers are guided to become flexible in providing activities in connection to real-life situation. Most of all, PE teachers are not just good in mastering theories and principles, but also good in applying those inside or outside the classroom setting.
The Industrial Revolution is evolving at a rapid pace, affecting all aspects of life. One of them is our educational system, which is vital to our economic development and to aims to produce productive students for a productive future. But how does education change? Is it effective for development, or is it just worsening the flow of students' lives? Our industry will continue to evolve and nothing can ever stop it. But we do have the ability to distinguish spaces in the lifting of the power of the holistic touch. We teachers are thought to be as sensitive as possible, taking productive action that will not only improve teaching, empower teachers and students, but also assess the economic revolution in achieving its goals of evolving as a whole and evolving in the best position possible without anyone behind.
As we face pandemic, physical education has been one of the casualties for several learning institutions as Philippine schools migrate to online or distant learning. While some were looking for ways to save money, others found it difficult to teach PE session that typically required face-to-face sets or group of activities.
A dramatic technological revolution ushered the 21st century. We live in a society that has become diverse, globalized, complex, and media saturated. Current education breaks the mold that we know of the past. It has to be flexible, creative, challenging, and complex. With the efficiency of machines, routinized jobs can be done by machines with greater efficiency than human laborers. So human laborers must be taught how to use machines at their advantage. But machines lack important human characteristics such as creativity, flexibility, compassion, and empathy. School curricula then should focus on the development of these characteristics of creativity, flexibility, compassion, and empathy. Education 4.0 must intentionally and formally include program outcomes, course outcomes, and learning outcomes that are focused on the development of the 10 skills for success in IR or Industrial Revolution version 4.0. And these 10 skills for success are complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management, coordinating with others, emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making, service orientation, negotiation, and cognitive flexibility. School curricula should develop a generation that is analytical in their way of thinking and is continuously adaptable to new skills and new roles. Teaching methods, strategies, and activities must be such that these top skills for success in IR version 4.0 must be developed. Modes of teaching must be flexible. We have to flip classrooms where students are given the problems or questions in class and they go out to search for answers to the problems, or questions then back to share their answers. That's all for today. This has been the Group 3 reporting PE Teachers Education Curriculum. Thank you so much for listening and God bless everyone. Goodbye!
Thank you.
Goodbye, teachers. Thank you for today.